This is KVUE News Daybreak.
There's shots getting fired and bang, bang, bang.
Chaos in London overnight after the second terror attack in the past few weeks. 7 people now dead. What we know so far coming up. And a woman drops her purse into Lady Bird Lake. The man who tries to find it goes under. The tragic ending to that search. Good morning. Thank you for watching KVUE News Weekend Daybreak. I'm Corey Coffin in for Jenny Lee this morning. It is 8 o'clock on Sunday. And boy, overnight lightning arching across the sky yesterday. Check out this viewer video. And we get a check of weather with Lene Meyer now because, boy, we saw lots of cracks of lightning and lots of thunder last night. We heard a lot of it. I know it definitely woke me up, Lene.
That's right. And for some of our friends just east of us, near Giddings and LaGrange, you saw that lightning and heard that thunder this morning. Heavy rainfall for our eastern counties. It's now moving out. We're left this morning with kind of a cloudy, muggy start. Take a look at this. We're actually on top of one of the buildings looking downtown. It's hard to see those buildings with the clouds, but a really neat looking view. We are still getting a little bit of sunshine, though, on our camera just here over the station. So a mix of clouds and sun this morning, but don't be fooled. We actually have some storms on the radar still. Currently 72 degrees at Bergstrom. Camp Mabry is sitting at 69 degrees, and we have 100% humidity. Lots of moisture still in the air, and that's creating some more thunderstorms. This one moving just over Wimberley right now and headed towards the northeast. Now, these are not severe, so we don't have to worry about severe weather, but we are still going to be looking at rain and thunderstorm chances, not just for this morning, but into today and a little bit longer. So I'll tell you what to expect as we work our way through the rest of this weekend and start the work week. Will it be wet? Will it be dry? Both? I'll let you know that coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, just in this morning, UK police say they've arrested 12 people in East London after yesterday's terror attack. The attack coming just weeks after the Manchester suicide bombing. Authorities say a van plowed into a crowd of people on the London Bridge. That was followed by a stabbing rampage. Police say 7 people were killed before they shot and killed 3 attackers. At least 30 people taken to the hospital. ABC's Terry Moran has the very latest for us.
The police told us to run.
It was mass panic.
Overnight panic in the streets of London. Chaos and carnage strike a summer Saturday night. A deadly terrorist attack carried out in 2 locations.
There was a police car, and the sirens going off everywhere.
The assault began shortly after 10 o'clock London time. A white van driving on the London Bridge swerves, leaves the roadway, and starts plowing into pedestrians.
We heard a crash almost.
A loud noise.
A lot of loud noises.
That van coming to a stop just past the end of London Bridge, steps away from the bustling Borough Market. Police say at least 3 men leave the van and race toward the area. Armed with long blades, they start slashing and stabbing people indiscriminately. Witnesses say the attackers were shouting, "This is for Allah."
I just saw suddenly loads of people run away from the market, and there was people lying on the ground.
And they run up, they stabbed this girl, I don't know how many times, 10 times, maybe 15 times.
Eyewitnesses to the horrifying events describing the panic as Londoners scrambled to safety.
So we didn't know where the shooting was coming from, so we all just lay down on the floor of the cab.
Would you please leave the area for your own safety?
Terrified crowds hustled to safety, told by police to keep their hands on their heads. Officers swarming the scene, pinning down the attackers, and then in a hail of gunfire, the Metropolitan Police shoot and kill all 3 male suspects. Within 8 minutes of that first call, the assailants were wearing a hoax suicide belt. 7 innocent people left dead, another 48 badly injured, including a police officer.
We must come together, we must pull together, and united, we will take on and defeat our enemies.
That was Terry Moran reporting on this morning. President Donald Trump responding online to the terror attack. He tweeted, quote, "We must stop being politically correct and get down to the business of security for our people. If we don't get smart, it will only get worse." He then tweeted, "At least 7 dead and 48 wounded in terror attack, and Mayor of London says there is no reason to be alarmed." His most recent tweet said, quote, "Do you notice we are not having a gun debate right now? That's because they used knives and a truck." And Governor Greg Abbott also offering his support after the attack. He released a statement yesterday saying, quote, "As a nation, we must continue to do everything we can to root out and defeat terrorists who aim to destroy our values of freedom and democracy." Texas offers its condolences and full support for those affected by this tragedy. And security now ramping up in Manchester as people prepare for the Ariana Grande benefit concert today. The singer tweeting, "Praying for London" after yesterday's attack. The One Love Manchester concert will be expected to go on as normal. There's been no word yet that it's been canceled following that second attack in 2 weeks. Authorities say they're planning to double the police presence at the concert and have been working to put barriers in place. 2 sisters were at that concert the night of the original attack. They say they plan to be there tonight as well.
Going to this tomorrow with all the love and the celebrities that's surrounding it and having new memories with Ariana, it'll definitely have a closure on the whole thing.
Grande will be joined by Justin Bieber, Katy Perry, and other big names. Proceeds from the charity concert will go to an emergency fund set up for the victims of last month's Manchester explosion. Here at home in the United States, thousands of protesters and supporters voicing their opinions about the Paris Climate Accord. Yesterday, President Trump's supporters stood in front of the White House for the Pittsburgh NotParis rally, many of them defending this week's withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement.
The Paris Accord would be a disaster for the United States.
I personally believe that global warming is bogus. I think that it's a height of human arrogance to believe that human beings can control the weather.
While protesters at the March for Truth rally gathered in the shadow of the Washington Monument, they were rallying against the administration and the president's decision this week. And that March for Truth rally was also a nationwide movement, including one right here in Austin. KVUE's Nicole Rosales was there as city and civic leaders spoke to the community about how real change can be made.
A lot of things may have changed last November, but one thing that did not change is who we are in Austin, Texas.
Mayor Steve Adler leading the Austin March for Truth on Saturday, part of a bigger movement in more than 140 cities, all demanding action from government leaders.
There are more allegations of misdeeds in the Trump administration. It's going deeper and deeper, and I don't feel like we're getting the whole story.
The main concerns: denying climate change, Social Security benefits, and health care coverage. Dana Mills says she doesn't want to see these things digress.
I'm old enough to remember that, and I am not going back.
Many of these marchers are also calling for an independent commission to investigate President Trump's alleged ties to Russia.
And we've got to start taking responsibility and getting these people out of office.
Speakers telling the crowd they must do more than just march, like electing candidates that will break barriers.
We know that there are transparency issues, we know that there are ethics issues and financial issues that people just feel helpless about them.
Maynard Councilman Ryan Stone, who was also campaigning for a spot in the House, says the only way to gain trust back is to be completely open with the public.
The truth will always come out.
Nicole Rosales, KVUE News, Daybreak.
Today we could learn the name of the man who drowned yesterday in Lady Bird Lake. Around 7 yesterday morning, Austin police tell us a couple was on the First Street Bridge overlooking the lake when the woman's purse fell in. The man ran down to shore and jumped in to get it. Now, at some point he went under and never resurfaced. Divers pulled his body from the water around 1 yesterday. Austin Travis County EMS say the man is in his 30s. Metro Rail riders, get ready for some changes. Capital Metro is upgrading the railroad bridge between the Lake Line and Leander rail stations. 2 daily routes will be affected starting Monday until the end of June. Passengers that take the 8:40 a.m. train traveling south from Leander will now have to board a bus instead of the train to get to the Lake Line station. And those headed north on the 344 train will also have to use a bus that will take them from the Lake Line station to Leander. APD is reminding a family that they'll never be forgotten. Yesterday, nearly a dozen Austin police officers came to see Michaela Hunter receive her diploma from Cedar Park High School. Michaela's dad, Clinton Hunter, was killed in the line of duty in 2001. That was when Michaela was just 2 years old. Even after all of these years, APD officers tell KVUE they wanted to let Michaela and her mom know they have not been forgotten. And a big congratulations, Michaela, on your graduation. The hot Texas summer just around the corner. What you need to know to protect your children from burns on the playground. Plus, the Williamson County Regional Animal Shelter joins us next with 3 very special visitors. You notice we only have 2 in the shot there? That's because they're pretty rambunctious and they're running around. We'll introduce you to Luke, Leo, and Leroy.